What's up guys, I'm Shane Peterson. Welcome to Off the Rip. Last round of the Pro Motocross series did not disappoint whatsoever. I mean, we saw Ken Roczen line up on a 250. We saw a crazy battle in the second moto of the 250 class between Haiden, Deegan, Hymas, and Tom Vialle. Chase Sexton wrapped up his first ever 450 Pro Motocross Championship, and it was a stellar day for KTM, who finished on top of the podium in both classes and won the Manufacturer Cup. So big things for KTM, a big day, so a lot to unpack. Let's get into it in this episode of Off the Rip. So it being the last round, you know there was going to be some wild moments. Starting off the day, Aaron Plessinger had a wild save in practice. We saw Dylan Ferrandis slam hard right off the start in the first moto of the 450 class. Living up to the name Danger Boy, Haiden Deegan sends the Quint, or just jumped all 5 jumps mid-moto to try to get around Hymas. That was nasty. Julian Bomera had a wild one just trying to get back onto the track. And then lastly, Haiden Deegan's pass on Tom Vialle. I don't know how the heck he did it. I don't know. It was wild. It was wild, man. But anyway, those are all the wild moments from Ironman. So the biggest storyline, I think, for the 250 class, besides from Haiden Deegan winning the championship, was Ken Roczen lining up on a 250 for Ironman. Not sure how he was going to stack up against these super fast, talented riders that have just been killing it all season in the 250 class. I thought maybe a whole shot, since he's a great starter, and then a podium position if it all went good for him. But he ends up finishing 9th on the day, which I thought was all right, but it makes sense since he hasn't ridden a 250 in like 9 years, and he's just coming off an injury. So 9th place, all right. And then we were shown why Haiden Deegan is the 250 champion. Just incredible riding in Moto 2. Moto 1, not the best. We saw him fall down on the start, or not at the start, but at the beginning of the moto. And then the second moto, he totally redeems himself. And he just had a crazy race. I mean, that was one of the best motos that we've seen all year, I feel like, between him and Tom and Chance, and then that pass. Like I said, it was just insane to watch, just the way they were laying it down. Awesome racing. I loved it. I think it was just a great way to end off the Pro Motocross series in the 250 class. But what didn't end well was Levi Kitchen's winning streak. He came into Ironman on a roll, but he leaves off with an 11th place overall on the day. We saw that he went down in Moto 2, so I'm not sure if he's injured and if that will play a factor in these SMX playoffs and the final. 2 riders that did end their season on a high. Gotta say, RJ Hampshire, who just came off the couch, just got back to the Pro Motocross series at Budds Creek. Way better finish for him. And then Tom Vialle got his first overall win, finally, which is crazy because he had a pretty awesome Supercross season. I mean, he won the championship, and to just think that he never won an overall this motocross season, it's pretty wild, but props to him for getting it done the last round. But that's all from the 250 class. Let's move on to the 450. All right, so Chase ended off his season with a 1-1. No better way to go out. So props to him for getting his first ever Pro Motocross championship in the 450 class. This is going to give him a lot of confidence for next year. Definitely did not think Chase was going to get this championship this year at the start of the season. I thought it was going to be the Jet Lawrence show this season, next season, and every season from here on out until he raced. We saw a better Eli Tomac this round, and I know I said last episode after Budds Creek didn't look like a good solid choice for Team USA for Motocross of Nations, but now I retract that statement because he did show light of his speed, and he did progress from last weekend to this weekend. He can race himself into shape, get his speed back up. So I think he's going to be all right. No matter what, him or AP are both solid picks. One rider who I felt like kind of had underwhelming performance on the day was Hunter Lawrence, and I was rooting for him to hopefully get the overall win, like how Tom Vialle got his first overall in the 250 class. I was hoping Hunter was going to get his first overall win in the 450, but not the case. Ends up fourth on the day, but there's always next year, like they say, and it was his rookie season, so we'll see how he is his sophomore season. But that being said, it is going to be crazy stacked next year for 2025 if everyone can stay healthy. Chase is, going to come back, try to defend his title. Jet is going to try, to win it. He's going to be tough. We've seen how dominant he can be. Hunter, he's looking for a win. He's hungry. Eli Tomac is going to be racing the whole season. Hopefully he can stay healthy. So we have these guys that are just going to be fun to watch, but not to leave out any other names like Aaron Plessinger, Ken Roczen, I'm sure he'll do a couple races here and there. Jason Anderson, Christian Craig, who's going to now be on Star Racing Yamaha, so maybe he can find success on the Yamaha. His teammate Haiden Deegan might line up for 2025 if he can win a Supercross championship. We heard he wants to win a Supercross championship before moving to the 450 class. Another rider, RJ Hampshire, plans to line up in 2025 on a 450. So it's gonna be stacked, and all I can think is good luck to any privateer trying to make it in and make a name for themselves, because it just seems like it's getting more stacked every single year, especially Supercross. It's gonna be insane, but we'll see the best of the best from this season in a couple weeks at the playoff round, the first playoff round in Charlotte, and I will be here on Off the Rip to talk about it with you guys. Peace.